Can we mix vitamin C, niacinamide, apply them together at the same time in the same ritual? Are these forbidden, allowed mixes really what so many people say they are? Let's talk about this. Hi skincare people, Custodio here, DH Traveler again, always asking the question, where is that skin wanted before marketing got in the way? So in the channel here, if you know the channel, we always talk about skincare related topics. You can also follow me on Instagram. There it's a mix of skincare and other things. So consider following the channel, subscribing, following me as well on Instagram. And for today, as said in the title, we want to go a little bit closer to this idea of vitamin C and niacinamide. Those are two beautiful antioxidant ingredients. A lot of people want to use both vitamin C and niacinamide. There are channels of information which very much insist that they cannot be mixed. I want to, from a product perspective, I work mostly in the product development side, to take a position about this and hopefully to help you to make the best solution. First and foremost, you should consider these two ingredients. Vitamin C, it's known for its brightening antioxidant qualities. I have a video also specifically talking about vitamin C, where I'm not 100% selling my soul into the idea of vitamin C as a sole star ingredient, that everything skincare should revolve around vitamin C. Vitamin C has some stability limitations and therefore should not be your only ingredient. Do I keep vitamin C in my routine? I definitely do, mostly in my AM mix together with good sunscreen. That's a very skin healthy combination. So we are all for vitamin C. Niacinamide 2 years ago was almost an unknown ingredient. Now it came much more to the forefront, also because niacinamide, being also an antioxidant, it's mostly a barrier strengthening type of ingredient in a combination with ceramides and other types of ingredients. It also has a specific anti-inflammatory, helping a lot to deal with excessive oil production, refining the pores. So it's a loved ingredient by oily skin, and normally it's associated in such products for oily skin with zinc and other more sebaceous control type of ingredients. But if you put niacinamide together with moisturizing, lipids, barrier, it has not necessarily only to do with oily skin. It can be a beautiful ingredient also to tackle fragile skin conditions, irritated skin conditions, and also has a brightening specific pathway which can also help dealing with excessive pigmentation. So I think both ingredients are fully justified. One question that often is asked is what should go morning, what should go night? I would say that in both cases they can be morning or night and night. In the case of vitamin C, classically it's more of a daytime type of ingredient due to various reasons, but mostly because it's such a good UV protector, not as a filter but as a booster for the sunscreen, the sun filters. So associating vitamin C to your daytime regime, it's a very good idea. So I would be very light-hearted about doing them day and night either or, even though I keep my vitamin C only for the day. There is also, if you use a product with good vitamin C in a high concentration, you know that the residue of your vitamin C will over time stain your pillowcases and your pillows. If you use vitamin C nighttime and there are no stains after a few days on your pillowcase, it's a very good in vivo test to know that maybe that vitamin C it's not that active because there is no way around it. That residue with the oxygen will oxidize and you always get those little stains. So justifying both, I would not obsess day and night. I think it's very flexible, depends what you are doing. But now the big question that this video tries to answer is, and what about using them in combination, layering, mixing them in the same routine? I would say that this is a good example on how much information sometimes trickles from formulation, from the chemistry side of things, and then it becomes a user question mark and the reason for concern. What do I mean with this? From a formulation standpoint, you would not mix in one formula likely high active concentrations of both vitamin C and niacinamide. And the reason is very simple. Vitamin C being an acidic ingredient, ascorbic acid, whatever you do with vitamin C tends, the water-soluble versions, there are second generation oil-soluble versions where the pH it's less of this rule of thumb, but the water-soluble, if they want them to be performing, they need, as an acidic ingredient, to be placed in a formula where the pH is acidic enough. And niacinamide, it's an ingredient sensitive to acidity. It tends to break down, so a stable formula with niacinamide won't be as low pH as vitamin C. So this is what the books say, and these are the facts. And as I say, sometimes this trickles, this trespasses from formulation standpoint. Why does it make sense in formulation? Because the product is going to sit inside the jar, the tube, the bottle. So a formulator putting both ingredients inside one same formula, which are meant to be stable for months, 1 year, or even 2 years, that's not the way to go. So that's why it's obvious that these two ingredients are not to be combined in formulation. What upsets me is that sometimes these rule of thumb ideas go to the consumer level and they start becoming this buzz which is not really explained, in my opinion, in the best friendly way. When you layer vitamin C and niacinamide, you are sure having in the two products you are mixing or layering, you have a different pH. But you know what? In my opinion, the moment you apply a product to skin, you are in the hands of the gods of skincare, because there are many variants, there are many things which can affect the way the ingredients will perform in your skin. To begin with, the pH of your skin, which is different to some extent depending on many different variants. The moisture level, is your skin well hydrated, dehydrated, your skin barrier, your microbiome, are you having some more inflammatory reactions in your skin? All these will alter the way your ingredients penetrate the skin. So if you on the spot apply vitamin C and niacinamide together, you can be sure that both ingredients are likely to remain active and do what they have to do. Is it arguable that the pH of the vitamin C product can a little bit destabilize niacinamide? But that's what needs to be understood. Niacinamide, when you apply it, is being destabilized, destabilized, whatever. You understand what I mean. Why these luxury brands hire people which are not native speakers. So, niacinamide is being less stable from the moment you apply it, not only because of the vitamin C, but because of everything else which is going on your skin. So, in my opinion, you can layer vitamin C and niacinamide. You can separate them. You can actually keep your niacinamide for the night, even if you do retinoids. Niacinamide, it's a great combo with retinol or other retinoids. You can keep your vitamin C in the morning, or you can layer them both in the morning. And just because they should not be formulated together, you should not obsess so much. I always believe that if it's not a matter of tolerance, some ingredients, like I don't layer high concentrations of salicylic acid and retinol, for example. But it's a matter of tolerance because they tend to be together too irritating for skin. It's not really that they couldn't work together or that they cannot work together. It's a matter of the dosage and the concentration. When we say vitamin C niacinamide, what are we talking about? Is it 10% of each? That's a high concentration. Is it 2% of one and 4% of the other? Then it's for sure not an issue to have them combined. So the message of the video is just to tell you that there are perfect ways to do things in skincare, and there are practical ways to understand skincare. It's much more important the quality of the ingredient you are using, how it penetrates the skin, than really mixing these, mixing that, with the idea that they will not work together. That's not the case. There is the case with some ingredients, don't take me wrong, but it's not the case with vitamin C and niacinamide. And just one more second, as I showed you my two lovely Age Intelligence Radiance Booster, Age Intelligence Peace Booster, so 10% vitamin C, 5% niacinamide and tranexamic acid. Also as an alternative, if you want a somewhat lower price bracket, you also have these two compounds in the boosters of Paula's Choice. This would be my advice as alternative to my own Swissline. So I hope this was interesting. See you next week or the week after, whenever YouTube life decides that we're going to be together. Take good care. Always say no to boring skincare. Consider following the channel. Ciao.